The screen flickered to life in near darkness, a grainy corridor swimming into view. My husband's voice sliced through the quiet like a blade, soft, urgent, almost whispering. "Did she leave already?" A woman's laugh answered, low, velvety, far too intimate for strangers. My breath caught. I hadn't seen their faces yet, but my body already knew. Something poisonous uncoiled in my chest. Then the camera panned, and I saw the door. Our door. The one I had kissed Daniel in front of just 3 days ago, while guests cheered our perfect new beginning. My finger hovered over the pause button, trembling. I should have stopped. But I didn't. I let the truth keep playing. My name is Aria, 28. Until this morning, I believed in fresh starts, in the man who promised me forever, in the home we had just filled with laughter and clinking glasses. The housewarming party still lingered in the air, confetti on the floor, half-empty wine bottles, compliments about how lucky we were. Everyone toasted our dream apartment. No one saw the cracks. I was alone now, sunlight cutting harsh lines across the kitchen counter. While sorting gift bags, my fingers brushed something cold and metallic taped beneath a pastel card. A small silver flash drive. Attached was a scrap of paper, handwriting rushed and jagged. "Watch this while your husband is at work. Then you'll understand why he was in such a hurry to buy the apartment." I almost tossed it. A prank. Jealous coworker. Petty drama. But the words clawed at me. I stared at the drive like it was alive. My laptop sat open on the table. Before I could talk myself out of it, I plugged it in. The video started shaky, low light. A corridor I recognized instantly. Ours. Daniel's voice again. "Did you leave already?" That laugh followed, soft and knowing. My pulse slammed against my ribs. The frame steadied. A door opened. Our door. 2 figures slipped inside. Him and her. The camera crept closer, merciless. Her profile sharpened. My stomach lurched. Mara. Not a stranger. Not a random fling. Mara from his office. The one whose name came up too often in excuses. Just work talk, Aria. Marketing deadlines, nothing more. The woman whose perfume haunted his callers, whose laugh echoed in late-night calls he silenced when I entered the room. The one he told me I was paranoid about. They weren't supposed to have keys yet. Not for another 2 weeks. Not until the papers were signed, the mortgage in both our names. Yet here they were, moving through the empty space like they owned it, like they had practiced. I froze the frame. My hands shook so violently the mouse slipped. 6 months of tiny alarms screamed in my memory. His sudden overtime, the way he angled his phone away, the rush to find a bigger place. "We need space, baby, trust me." Trust. The word tasted like ash now. I hit play. They walked deeper inside. Mara trailed fingers along the wall, smiling. Daniel locked the door behind them, slow, deliberate. The click echoed in my skull. I knew that sound. Not just metal. It was every time he shut me out. Every, "You're imagining things, Aria." Every gentle dismissal that left me doubting my own sanity. Mara drifted to the living room, the same spot where, 3 nights ago, she had hugged me at the party, perfume choking me, whispering, "He's such a catch. You're so lucky." Her smile then had edges. Now I saw the blade. They moved with ease. Too much ease. Daniel picked up a set of keys from the kitchen counter. Keys he swore the realtor handed him only last week. He dangled them, grinning. "1 more week," he said, voice low. "She suspects nothing." My breath came shallow. This wasn't heat of the moment cheating. This was choreography. He leaned against the counter, the same lean he used when he called me beautiful. But his eyes on her were different, softer, hungrier. He reached out, tucked hair behind her ear with a tenderness that once belonged to me. "Just a little longer," he murmured. "She won't suspect a thing, I swear." The room tilted. My vision narrowed to a tunnel. This wasn't love behind my back. This was calculation. I forced myself to keep watching. Mara sauntered toward the bedroom door, our bedroom. She laughed, light and cruel, as she pushed it open. Daniel followed, fingers already working his shirt buttons. "Once it's in her name," he said casually, "we're set. She'll never see it coming." My knees buckled. I gripped the table edge, nails digging wood. Mara's voice dripped mockery. "Poor Aria. Did she really believe you bought this place for her?" He laughed, that same warm chuckle he saved for my birthday surprises. She was the easiest part. Trust too much. Something inside me fractured. Not loudly, quietly, irreparably. They stepped inside the bedroom, touched the mirror I had chosen, mocked my boring taste. Lay on the bed we christened just days ago. Then the final gut punch. Mara lifted my framed photo from the nightstand, the one of us smiling on our honeymoon. She held it between two fingers like trash. "Let's get rid of this," she said. "She won't need it where she's going." The screen went black. I sat motionless for what felt like hours, though the clock showed only minutes. The black screen stared back at me like an open grave. "She won't need it where she's going." Mara's words looped in my skull, each repetition colder than the last. Was it just cruel banter? Or a promise? My fingers were ice. My chest ached with every breath. Yet beneath the shock, something else stirred. Sharp, focused, almost calm. The kind of calm that comes when the worst has already happened and there's nothing left to lose. I ejected the drive, held it in my palm like a live wire. Then I stood. The apartment felt different now, every corner tainted. The couch where guests had laughed, the bed where we'd whispered promises, the mirror that reflected a life I no longer recognized. I walked through it slowly, cataloging every lie it had witnessed. Daniel would be home in 4 hours. I had that long to decide who I would be when he walked through the door. First, proof. I needed more than one video. I opened our shared laptop, his work one, the one he sometimes forgot to lock. Password was still our anniversary date. Of course it was. He always said it was romantic. I used to melt when he typed it. Now it felt like a slap. Bank statements, mortgage docs, emails. I searched methodically. Hours blurred, my eyes burned. There, an amendment form dated 2 months ago. Unsigned on our end, but the draft language was surgical. In the event of Daniel's death or incapacitation, full financial responsibility for the mortgage, any associated loans, and a suspiciously large home improvement line of credit would shift solely to me. No shared liability, no escape clause. I printed it, hands steady now. Next, transfers. Small at first. 5,000 here, 8 there, labeled consulting fees to an account I didn't recognize. Then larger. 20,000 wired last month to a company name that sounded fake. I cross-checked. Shell company. Registered to Mara's middle name. My laugh came out brittle, humorless. They weren't even careful. I copied everything to a new encrypted folder, backed it to the cloud, twice. Then I called the real estate agent, voice calm, polite. "Hi, it's Aria. Quick question about the access logs for the apartment before closing. Daniel mentioned he stopped by once or twice to measure. Could you email me the dates?" She hesitated. Sure. Give me a sec." A pause, keyboard clicks. "He accessed it 7 times in the last 6 weeks, always after hours, and he wasn't alone on most visits." "Interesting," I said softly. "Can you send screenshots of the logins with timestamps?" Another pause. "Aria, is everything okay?" "Everything's fine," I lied. "Just organizing paperwork." She sent them within minutes. 7 entries. Mara's name wasn't listed. She must have used his code, but the pattern was damning. I forwarded it all to a lawyer I found through a discreet online search, a woman specializing in financial fraud and marital asset disputes. I attached the video file, the documents, the logs. Subject line: urgent, potential premeditated financial entrapment. Her reply came in under an hour. "Mrs. Hale, this isn't just infidelity. This is serious. Fraudulent inducement, possible conspiracy to defraud, document forgery. We need to meet immediately. Bring originals. Do not confront him yet." I booked the earliest slot, tomorrow morning, while Daniel would be at work. That night I cooked his favorite dinner, chicken biryani, the way his mother taught me. The smell filled the apartment. Normal, warm, safe. He walked in smiling, loosened his tie, kissed my forehead. "Smells amazing, baby." I smiled back. Let him. Let him think everything was still perfect. During dinner, his phone buzzed twice. He flipped it face down each time. "Work," he muttered. I nodded, sipped my water, watched the way his thumb tapped nervously against the table. Mara texted again. I saw her name flash before he hit it. After dessert, he showered. Long, hot, like he was washing away guilt. While the water ran, I slipped into the bedroom. On his pillow, a plain manila envelope. Inside, printed copies of everything. The video stills, blurred just enough to be decent, but clear enough to destroy. The amendment draft, bank transfers, access logs, realtor screenshots, and one single handwritten note on top in my neatest script. "I'm not as easy as you thought." I left it there, turned off the bedroom light, sat in the dark living room, back straight, hands folded. The shower stopped. Footsteps. Towel rustle. A soft exhale as he entered the bedroom. Then silence. Long. Heavy. The kind that presses against your eardrums. Paper sliding. Envelope tearing. More silence. Then his voice, small, cracked, from the doorway. "Arya, what is this?" I didn't turn immediately. Let him stand there, dripping onto the hardwood, clutching evidence of his own ruin. Finally, I looked up. His face was gray, eyes wide. No anger yet, only fear. "You went behind my back," he stammered. "No, Daniel." My voice was quiet, steady. "You did." He took one shaky step forward, water pooling at his feet. The towel slipped slightly from his waist. He didn't even notice. "Arya, listen." His voice cracked on my name. "It's not what you think. I can explain. I tilted my head. Then explain. He opened his mouth, closed it, looked at the papers still clutched in his fist like they might catch fire. This is a misunderstanding. The video, it's edited. Someone's trying to ruin us. Us? The word tasted sour. There is no us in that footage, Daniel. There's you. There's Mara. There's a locked door and a plan to leave me holding the debt while you disappear with her. His eyes darted to the side, searching for an exit that didn't exist. You don't understand the pressure I've been under. The company, the bonuses drying up. I needed to forge documents? I stood slowly. Needed to sneak into our future home with your colleague weeks before we owned it? Needed to laugh about how easy I was to fool. He flinched at every question like slaps. I love you, he whispered. The same 3 words he used to say like prayer. Now they sounded cheap. Mara was a mistake. A stupid mistake. She means nothing. That's the tragedy, I said, echoing the thought that had crystallized while I waited in the dark. You didn't betray me for love. You betrayed me for money. He stepped closer, desperate now. Please, we can fix this. Therapy, counseling. I'll end it. I raised a hand. Quiet, firm. No. His face crumpled. Arya. I gestured toward the front door. 2 uniformed officers stepped into the frame of the hallway light. One held a folder, the other rested a hand near his belt. Daniel froze. Color drained from his cheeks so fast I thought he might faint. The taller officer spoke first, calm, professional. Mr. Daniel Hale? Daniel's knees buckled slightly. He caught himself on the doorframe. What is this? I answered for them. This is the part where you face consequences. The second officer stepped forward, cuffs already in hand. You're under arrest for suspected fraud, forgery of financial documents, attempted coercion, and conspiracy to commit financial entrapment. You have the right to remain silent. The words washed over him like cold water. He looked at me, really looked, as if seeing me for the first time. Arya, please, he rasped. Don't do this. I love you. I swear. I met his gaze without blinking. You gambled everything on the belief that I was weak, that I trusted too much, that I wouldn't fight back. His mouth worked soundlessly. You lost that bet. They read him the rest of his rights while he stood dripping, trembling. One officer gently but firmly turned him, guided his wrists behind his back. The metallic click of the cuffs was louder than any scream. As they led him toward the door, he twisted once, last desperate glance over his shoulder. Not rage, not arrogance, just hollow. The kind of hollow that settles when a man realizes the life he built was a house of cards, and his wife held the fan. The door closed behind them. Silence returned, thicker now, cleaner. I walked to the window, watched the patrol car pull away, red and blue lights painting the street in silent accusation. My phone buzzed once, a text from the lawyer. Everything filed. Mara's warrant is being processed tonight. You're safe. Call if you need anything. I exhaled. Long, slow. For the first time in months, the air tasted like freedom. The next morning arrived soft and ordinary. Birds outside, traffic hum, coffee brewing on autopilot. Then the doorbell, a small padded envelope, no return address, no stamp, hand-delivered. My pulse kicked again, not fear this time, curiosity edged with caution. I opened it on the kitchen counter. Another flash drive, silver, identical to the first. I hesitated only a second, plugged it in. The same grainy corridor, same angle, same hallway. But this time the camera turned. A man's face filled the frame, mid-30s, sharp jaw, tired eyes, unfamiliar. His voice came through low, controlled, almost gentle. "I thought you deserved the truth before I ruined them both." He paused, looked straight into the lens. "Consider this my thanks for finishing what I started." The screen held on his face a moment longer, calm, icy satisfaction, then faded to black. I sat back. Mara's fiancé, a man I never knew existed. He had recorded everything, followed them, waited, planned, and then he chose me to deliver the killing blow. I closed the laptop slowly, the last weight lifted. Justice wasn't just mine, it was shared. And for the first time in months, maybe years, I finally breathed freely.